We are back. We are back. We're back again. This is your boy Kevin Kev, and welcome to my channel, Kevin Kev Trades. Um, no, I would like to still go along with the same thing I've been doing this whole week entirely. Looking at gold and showing you how to use the moving averages as an add-on top of market structure, right? But as I'm teaching you today, I'm also going to be reflecting on like my journey so far, as we're looking at what's happening in the market. Let's be real, because this is not easy. You don't wake up one day all of a sudden and you can trade, right? People will make that assumption. It's not true. There's a whole learning curve to it. And even as I'm showing you this, right, I'll still be explaining to you, like, there's some things that I wish I knew. There's things that I wish I knew when I started trading. Before I wish I knew some of these things before I put my first money in the account, my first real money in the account. And I'm hoping that you also get to learn something as we continue to look at gold and how it's been performing for us, right? So the first thing here, I'm on the 4 hours on gold, and even without the moving averages, you can already see what's happening here. Gold has found a support level. Okay, this is not like the most entirely accurate, but right there, that's a support level for gold. Came here, bounced off, came back here again, it's bouncing off again, and it pushed all the way to this level. So this is on the 4 hours. So this is clearly like a really strong support level on the 4-hour time frame. So I always look at market structure first, because I want to know what's really happening with this market. So on the daily, that's also another, we can see it's a strong support area. You have some nice, beautiful wicks right here that we can look at. Okay. Now, as we are going through this, I would like you to understand something. Number one is that trading is a process. It is a process. And one of the biggest mistakes that I personally made when I started trading is that I was obsessed with the outcome. I was ready to make money. I was ready to make money yesterday, right? And I forgot, not even forgot, in the first place, I did not know that trading is a process. All this is a process. It is a process. Learning how to evaluate, look at the market, all that is a process. And if you don't have someone to tell you that, or even the people whom you are with, probably are not in realization of that, then it becomes really hectic for you. So the one first thing I would tell you is, like, do not be obsessed with the outcome, right? Don't be obsessed with the outcome. Go through the process, enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. Sorry, I've been talking a minute. So enjoy the process, right? And also, like, understand it's gonna take you time to go from 0 to 100. And every single day is a learning moment. Every single day is a learning moment. You are here to be learning. Like, every single day is a learning moment. So basically, have a growth mindset. That's what I would say. The first thing I wish I knew is that this is a process, and I should have embraced the growth mindset more than I was obsessed with the results. Because guess what? I blew not 1, not 2, not 3 accounts. putting in money, flashing it all out. Because I was obsessed with flipping that money and I forgot that it's a process. So learn to enjoy the journey. See, right now, I love what I do. I'll come in here, I'll look at the charts, and I love this. I just love looking at charts. Like, this is a part of who I am right now. Like, I have embraced it, right? And you know, they say, there's this quote that goes like, if you find something that you love doing, you will never work a day in your life. Don't make Forex work. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a way, you know, this is supposed to be, you do this and enjoy it and it becomes easy for you. That's the first thing I'll honestly say. It's a process, value the process and let the outcome happen, okay? So gold has a support here. It's been pushing up. This is on the daily. I came all the way to the daily. Look at what's happening. Then I'm gonna go down to the 4 hours. I like this. I can actually just pull up like line chart right here. It's not really gonna help us. We can see what's happening. The market is trying to push up in this area. Okay, I'll be looking at more than just you know, how the market is reacting and everything. But this is a nice higher high, you know, higher high, higher low, higher high kind of scenario, which allows me to just conclude that I will be searching for a buy in this area. Not unless this market actually breaks some of these support levels. Like, this is a good support level to keep an eye on. That also right there. So actually, as we break it down, we'll see. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So I want it to drop. Basically, what I want to see right now is a drop maybe to this level, and we're gonna figure it out. So we are gonna get it. If we put in our 50 moving average, and if we put in our 9 moving average, so you can see it is telling us that the 9 has come real close to the 50. It could get rejected, right? As you can see here, it could get rejected, get pushed down this way, okay? Or it could actually break up like this and then would confirm that buy. But either way, I'll just keep an eye on it. I want to see exactly what's happening. I'm not in a rush to get in this market. I'm not in a rush to get in this market because I want to see a drop before it pushes higher. Okay, but ultimately this looks like a good buy trade, maybe to these levels up here. And let's keep looking at it. Okay, down to the 1 hour. Now, as we are here, I can go ahead and tell you the second thing that I wish I knew when I started trading. Okay, and that is simply that in as much as we are getting into Forex to make money, the first and most important thing is the preservation of the wealth that you already have. What do I mean by that? I would rather, right? I would rather make $1 than lose $10. I would rather break even on a trade, okay? I'd rather break even, make $0 rather than blow my whole account. That's one thing I wish I understood. See, everybody is in a rush to make money. We are all, see, Forex is not a get rich quick scheme. If you thought that's what this was, if someone told you about Forex and they hyped you up and made you believe you're going to make money tomorrow, I am sorry. I am so sorry. Within my first 3 months, I was just blowing accounts. Okay. That's the truth. And even when I started making money, I never made $1,000 in a day. I made $10. I celebrated that small win. But I wish I understood it was not so much about trying to make as much as possible, but also trying to preserve that which I had. You know, you don't need to over leverage. Honestly, you do not need to do that. You do not need to over leverage. I promise you. If you're over leveraging so that you can make money quickly, you are in the wrong business. This is not, it's not for you. If you are trying, and you started trading the other day and you're trying to make quick money so that you can retire out of Forex, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Yes, are there people who have like crazy success doing this? Of course, within a short period of time, yes. I saw a guy, and you know, this is the thing. I have learned to enjoy the journey so much that I'm on YouTube. I'm you know, listening to people's journey who have actually had success in the Forex market. There's this kid I was listening to who took his account from $200 to, I believe, 193,000 when oil was having that major drop. And I believe that was it during that COVID time, right? And he made a lot of money. But he had blown like 6 accounts before that. So I listened to his story, right? Very touching story. I loved it. And it was also motivational for me. The one thing is, don't struggle to flip an account. Use good risk management. Yes, you can maximize on the profits you're making, but use good risk management. Don't over leverage. I was, and you know, I'm probably a self-professed over leverager, but I've learned the hard way. The other thing is, use a stop loss. Using a stop loss doesn't mean that you're not a good trader. Using a stop loss does not mean that you are not a good trader. Okay? It simply means that you value the money that you have. You're trying to protect that wealth. So you're being careful with your money. That's what I think about it. Don't be greedy. Like, do not be greedy. You know, and that, you know, that's gonna take you a long way. So this is an area of interest for me. Let's get back into the chart for a second. This is an area of interest for me. This is on the 1 hour. I can see there's an area here where the market has been reacting to. And on top of that, I'm also seeing this right here. Okay, I'm also seeing this right here. So basically, I do have like, this could be an entry, or this could actually be the move that pushes up. So this is what I'm looking at right here, just so that you understand my frame of mind. The market came up, created a high, and this high happened exactly at this same level right here. So you can see this week, market dropped down and maintained a higher low position. The beautiful thing here is that the market shot up and did what I like to call the break of structure, or BOS, break of structure, right here. What structure am I talking about? You look at this area right here. Okay, we have that right there. Market broke that structure. put the green on it. And on top of that, it also went above this week, which means it also it also broke that structure right there. So there's a break of structure for me, and I like that because now it's telling me there's a good push. The buyers are trying to push the market higher, right? So, and I like that. I do like that. So that tells me this is a potential pullback for the market to push back up. The only thing is I'm trying to time it in a way that I have this as a potential buy entry or this as a potential stop loss. Okay. So at least by now you're figuring out what I'm actually doing. Let's just bring in the moving averages just to show you what is happening. Okay, so you can see right here with the moving averages, the black, which is a 9, is trying to push down here. Okay, it's trying to push down here to the green, and we could see a rejection happening above the green and the market to push up above there. That's what I'm saying. I'm really waiting for that market to pull down and then for it to push back up. Clearly, we are above the green right now, which means there's a potential buy. And I keep using the word potential buy because it's not guaranteed. Okay, it's not guaranteed. It is not guaranteed. We are speculators, and it could go either way. But I do want to see a buy from this level. So I think this is what I'm looking at right here. Okay. And my stop loss I'll place it just below. There's a wick right here. So that's a 7 pip stop loss. And again, this is gold. So you want to be careful with gold. And I'm targeting these areas up here. Okay, so this right here, 1957. And again, this has the potential of pushing up because of this, the way it's played out. We could see the market maybe consolidate here a little bit and then come back to these levels up here. Is these levels up here? Okay. Is these levels up here? And we could see the market coming all the way to these areas. So there we go. That's anyway. This is how I be looking at the market nowadays. That's a potential. It's an area of interest for me. Okay. When you see me putting those lines, I'm simply saying that's a potential area of interest for me, and I'll just be keeping an eye on it. Right. That's what it is. And this leads me to another thing that I actually wish I knew when I started trading, which is simply, if you make money when you are trading, okay, stop trading. It's okay to walk away from the table with money in the pocket. If you make money, you have made money. Get satisfied. Come back tomorrow. Don't be greedy. Listen, how many, this is my personal experience. There's days I have made a lot of money and I keep seeing that move. See, I've already hit my daily target and I'm seeing that move. I'm seeing it and I don't stop. And then that move turns around and takes all the profit I had made. This has happened to me so many times. It takes away all the profit I had made, and then some. So it did, right now I'm losing money from my account, right? Because I just did not stop trading after I made money. So I wish this is something that I knew before, that once I hit my daily target, it's okay to walk away. I wish I knew that. Like, I wish I knew that. Because and especially, listen, if you're not using a funded account, sometimes just withdraw the money. I got to a point in my trading journey where I had weekly withdrawals. Even if it doesn't mean like I would withdraw all the way to my bank account, I would take money from the MT4 to my wallet, right? So if you have a broker that has a wallet, why not transfer the money to the wallet? And then again, I keep saying the temptation is always there when you lose some money in the MT4 to pull money from your wallet. So why not withdraw it, right? It's okay to walk away from the market once you have made money. Don't be greedy. That's something I have personally learned, because I have lost money. Basically, I have made money and then lost it in the same day. When I did my first funded account, that was something I struggled with. I really struggled with that, because with my first funded account, I would make money, and then I'll be out there trying to make more money. Then I would lose all the money I had made, and then I would be like, oh my God. So guess what? Now I've lost also money from the account, and I'm like, okay, stop trading. So tomorrow, I'm trying to recover the losses I made the previous day, which is craziness, right? Be satisfied with what you make. But this is our gold right here. Again, I'm bringing in the moving averages, because this week I am showing you how to use the moving averages. Then probably next week we'll do something different, right? And then we'll see exactly how that goes. So yeah, this is a pullback, and I'm watching it, and we'll see how it plays out. So I'm gonna break this down to the 15 minutes. Exactly. Look at this. Look at this right here. There's actually a potential to see the market really drop to this 1927 area before it actually goes up. Okay, so I'm going to be extra careful. I'm not just going to jump into this trade. We're now breaking it down to the 15 minutes. I'm realizing, yes, this is a good support area at 1932. But if you look at everything that's happening here, okay, there's this area, which is an area of interest for us. So we have a 7 pip stop loss, which means if I take the trade at 1932, I'll still be in a safe zone to allow the trade to pull all the way to 1927, which is actually, I think, where I should have my entry. But we'll see. I might put in a buy limit, but we'll see how this plays out. I already know what I'm looking for. So right now, I'm going to be patient. Okay. Now I can even talk to you without like rushing through looking at the trade and everything. But another thing that I wish I knew when I started trading is that trading is simple, and do not try to complicate it. Like, do not try to complicate the process. I stressed myself so much trying to understand, like, why am I not making it? I'm seeing everybody else making it, but why am I not making it? I could not, I was so stressed out trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing, right? And then on top of that, through all that, I would now bring in every single strategy that I saw every person using, because I'm like, is this the right thing? Is this the right thing? Can I use this? So I was going crazy. I'm trying to learn the use of basic market structure, trying to use Bollinger Bands. I was going nuts, right? I was, moving average. See, right now I'm teaching you moving averages. I don't even use them that much. But I know it's a good strategy to start with. And I'm only using 2 of them. There was a time I had 7 moving averages on my chart. I swear to you, like anyone who's been with me as on my trading journey, they'll tell you. They'll tell you. I had 7 moving averages on my chart. And on top of that, I had Bollinger Bands. On top of that, I had the stochastic, the RSI. See, all those things, they will just drive you crazy. So I tell you this, keep it simple, okay? Keep it very simple. Focus and be consistent pretty much with one thing at a time. See, right now, I'm teaching you just moving averages, and sometimes you've heard me mention some smart money concepts in there, but I'm trying to stick with just teaching you how to use the moving averages. Because I realize if I start throwing everything your way, I'll be messing you up. And I want you guys to actually learn, and not just learn, but I want you to grow through this process with me, right? That's what I want. So take one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time. Grow through that one thing at a time. Once you have understood it, move to the next concept. And then if you have a strategy that is working for you, stick with it. Now, my trading journey is that I've learned Forex trading through IM Academy. And there is multiple strategies in IM Academy, multiple strategies, okay? And there's always that temptation of trying to learn every single strategy, okay? It's okay to understand how different people do it, but don't try to use everything all at once on one. It's like me trying to use the level concepts right here. I'm trying to understand pivots right here. That's going to mess you up so easily. But if I was to decide, okay, I'll stick with levels, that's going to be my strategy of choice, right? So levels is a strategy in IM Academy. Or if I was to use just pivots, which is also a strategy in IM Academy, and stick with it, okay? If you understand it, if it works for you, stick with it. But don't be jumping back and forth. I mean, as you keep learning, you get to a point where you are going to reduce the amount of indicators that you use, and good for you. That's where you want to be. For me personally, I feel like the less indicators that I have, the more I can see the market, the more I'm interacting the market, and it allows me to actually think freely, not dependent on what the indicators are suggesting to me, right? So keep it simple. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself. Take one thing, focus on it, learn that one thing, then move on. Okay. I started learning how to count pips. This is probably the easiest example I can give you. I started learning how to count pips. And as I'm learning how to count pips, someone mentioned, wait a minute, we have pips, we have points. So now I was trying to figure out pips and points at the same time. But let me tell you something. If I just learned how to count pips and understood it, okay, and then moved on to how to count points in indices, it would have been way much easier for me to understand how to count points in indices with the knowledge I had already. There's no perfection, but already like perfected with counting pips, because you just multiply, right? You just multiply now when you have to do the points, okay? one thing, focus on it, and then move on to the next. Don't complicate. The trading is simple. I wish I knew that. I was going crazy. Don't go crazy. Learn from me. Learn from me, please. Okay. Let's keep it as simple as we can. And then the other thing is that there is no perfect strategy. I have struggled so much when I started. Anyway, when I started, I struggled so much, and now this is something that I have learned just recently. That there is no perfect strategy, and stop going crazy with he's doing, she's doing. No, take what works for you, put it on the table, dissect it, back test it. If it works for you, it works for you. Okay? Don't try to say, okay, they do this, so I'm going to do that. When I started to trade, I started trading with indicators. That's how I started. Then I met people who were trading smart money concepts. And they will be saying indicators are wrong. Okay? People who use indicators don't really understand the market. And that's their theory. And then people who are using indicators, okay, they'll be looking at people who are using smart money concepts in some way, like, you know. But let me tell you, it's not even about all those things. It's about what works for you. Okay? It's about what works for you. There's no perfect strategy out there. If anyone is telling you that their strategy works 99.9% of the time, that's a lie. It's not true. I can tell you that. All you can hope for is that at the end of the day, I have something that works for me. Now, even as I'm trying to teach you guys, you will realize that some of the things that work for me might prove just a little bit difficult for you to understand, and that's okay. There's someone out there who's showing you something that might work for you. Okay, use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. Then stick with what works for you. Don't be jumping back and forth from one strategy to another, What works for you, stick with it, move with it. And I'll show you multiple strategies on this channel, right? Learn one, move with it, and get better with it with time. And then the other thing that I wish I learned when I started trading is that at the end of the day, market structure is king. Price action is king. And when I say that, I'm very mindful of what I just said, that there's no perfect strategy. But if you can understand market structure, learn how to read price action as a basics to your trading foundation, you will be in a much better place. I can promise you that for sure. Okay, learn market structure, understand how price action is, how does the market move, understand that, and then run with it. Add anything on top of it, yes, but please, market structure is something that everybody needs to understand. It doesn't matter what strategy you use. If you cannot read market structure, you need to go back to the basics. That's something I wish I understood before I started trading, like for real. The last thing, well, it's not really the last thing, but the second last thing, your daily habits in your personal life will affect your trading life. Sounds crazy, but it is true. If you are the person who's not consistent in your daily life, you will not be consistent in your trading process. If you're the person who's always like anxious, it will bring the anxiety to the market. And then that leads me to saying this. If you're having a bad day and you're really having a bad day, don't go to trade. Please stay out of the market. Also, if you're too excited, this is how I feel. Sometimes when I'm too excited, I do easily mess up when I'm analyzing the market. Like, it's okay to miss out on a day. You don't have to trade every day. You don't have to look at the markets every day. Some days, just stay away. Honestly, just stay away. If you and your girlfriend are fighting, just stay away from the market. You don't want to bring your quarrels to the market. And the other, and there's someone who's going to say, oh, the market is soothing. Because for me, it is soothing. Okay. But be aware. Be aware of your emotions. And this is now my last point of the things that I wish I knew when I started trading. Be aware of your emotions. See, the story that has been told to me and that I have lived by and even taught people is that don't be emotional as a trader. Listen, as a trader, you're a human being, and all human beings are emotional beings. So automatically, as a human being, you will have emotions. See, I have told people don't be an emotional trader, but you cannot help but be emotional. And there's nothing wrong with that. So don't feel like you're doing something wrong by being emotional. Just be aware that there is something going on with your emotions, with your feelings, okay? Be aware of that and then deal with it, okay? Deal with it. There is a quote that he said, I'm going to paraphrase it. You either take charge of your emotions or your emotions are going to rule over you. It doesn't say become a robot, do not have emotions, okay? It's simply, I know that I'm an emotional being. And sometimes I'm going to be frustrated. And sometimes I am going to feel like I want to make more money. So I have that greediness in me. And sometimes I am scared of losing money. And it's okay to feel like that. It is okay. Just do not let those emotions rule over you. Please don't allow your emotions to rule over you. Not just with trading, but with everything else. You want to make logical decisions, and especially because this is your finances. Okay, this is your finances. Step away, right? If you feel like it's too overwhelming, listen, step away. I hope you can still hear me, but step away if you are too overwhelmed. Assess what's going on, be aware of it, right? Assess what's going on, and then create a plan that's going to help you get into the market and having acknowledged like this is actually happening in me. Okay, then come back to the market and be like, okay, I know right now I'm very scared of losing money. Okay, so what's the solution? Am I scared of losing money because this money that I have in the market is the money that I need to pay my rent? So in the first place, don't put your rent money in the market, right? Don't put your bill money in the market, okay? So be aware of your emotions. Be aware of how you're feeling. You're not a robot, so you will have feelings. Are you afraid like, oh, I'm going to miss out on this trade? Look at this, I'm going to miss out on this trade. The moment you start feeling that emotion in you, step back. Just step back, assess yourself, accept that it's happening, then deal with it. Have power over your emotions. That's kind of how I would say it. Learn to take control. Rather, like that's the key word. Take control over your feelings, over your emotions, because they are gonna be there. But be in charge of yourself. And that being said, gold is still moving. I'll probably update this tomorrow or something on the YouTube channel. So today is the 3/31st, right? Today is a Thursday. Should be my last day trading this week. I'm probably going to update this video tomorrow. But all in all, have a wonderful weekend. Keep learning, keep learning, keep learning, right? Every opportunity, don't forget it's a process. Let's see how this trade plays out. I know I can look at US 30 real quick. Beautiful. This is gonna be a beautiful trade, by the way, for anyone who trades US 30. More so because you can see this imbalance right here. The market is going to attempt to cover this imbalance. So there's a good potential that we are likely to see this market push back up to retest these areas up here. Okay, so I know the indices were dropping all day today. NAS 100 did the same thing. Oh, this is also actually looking like a good buy. So wait for the pullback right here and the buy right there. It's a long position. I'll send this to the Telegram group, and that's why I keep saying hop on the Telegram group, because I'll be sending some of these trade ideas in there. You can be catching them before you actually see the results on the YouTube. So yeah, get in the Telegram group. I'm offering value in there, because some of this analysis you will be able to catch them in there. The link is in the description. You can also follow me on social media and interact with me. I'm always looking forward to get some feedback from everybody. So also this right here. And again, I had looked at these things before, so I'm not just pointing and clicking. Okay, I had looked at these things before. I'm not just pointing and clicking. Don't just assume like, oh, he was just pointing and clicking. No, I'm actually in some of these trades because I had looked at the market before I did this session. So just saying, you don't want to just jump in. Okay, so that being said, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by June of this year. Now, appreciate your support. Share my video. I'll appreciate that. I really will. I really will. I'll appreciate any kind of support you can offer me as I try to grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers and even more after that. So have a wonderful night. More value is coming up. So God bless.